You know that feeling, right? That little knot that ties up in your stomach just before you have to ask for something you want? Yeah, that's the fear of negotiation. But what if I told you the biggest thing holding you back isn't the other person, but what's going on in your own head? Let's dive in and figure out how to get out of our own way.
Now, check out this quote from the philosopher Seneca. This is going to be our guide. It completely flips the script on how we usually think. It's not that things are hard, and that's why we're scared. No. It's because we don't dare, because we're scared to even try, that we make things difficult in the first place.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Why is it so incredibly hard just to ask for what you want? I mean, we're talking about anything from a pay raise to a better price on something, or heck, even just picking a restaurant with your friends. It's a struggle we all know, but the answer? Well, it's a lot closer than you might think.
All right, so first up, let's talk about these imaginary barriers, because it turns out the real obstacle isn't actually out there in the world. It's the one we build, brick by brick, inside our own minds. This brings us to a really interesting idea called the negotiation paradox. Think of it like this. It's an anxiety tax. It's the price we pay in our own heads before a single word is even spoken. All that dread, the endless what-if scenarios we torture ourselves with, that feeling is almost always way more painful than the actual conversation ever is. And here's what happens because of that. When we hesitate, when we don't just take the leap and ask, we literally become our own worst enemy. We are the architects of the very walls we're so terrified of hitting. We invent all this complexity and rejection before the other person even has a chance to speak. We create the problem we're trying so hard to avoid. Okay, so if the problem is all in our heads, how in the world do we fix it? Well, that brings us to the good stuff, the key to courage. And thankfully, there's a surprisingly simple strategy to start diffusing all that fear. And here it is, 3 simple steps. First, start with low stakes. Seriously, don't make your first at-bat a high-pressure salary negotiation. Ask for 10% off a shirt with a loose thread, or haggle a little at a flea market. Start where it doesn't really matter. Second, seize every opportunity. Turn those little day-to-day interactions into tiny practice sessions. This is how you build momentum. Which leads right to step 3. Build the habit. It's just like a muscle at the gym. The more you do it, the less scary it gets, and the more that fear gets replaced by real confidence. Now, once you start doing this, something amazing starts to happen. You enter this final phase, moving from difficult to possible. And this is huge, because we're not just talking about learning a new trick here, we're talking about a fundamental mindset shift. But let's be really clear about what courage actually is. The goal isn't to become fearless. I mean, come on, that's not realistic. The real goal is to feel the fear, to acknowledge it's there, and then do the thing anyway. Courage isn't about being some kind of superhero. It's just about taking that first step, even if your knees are knocking a little. And the contrast here just says it all. Look at the left side. When we don't dare, everything seems hard. We're trapped behind our own made-up walls, and fear just paralyzes us. But then, look what happens on the right. The second we choose to dare, the difficult starts to look possible. We stop building barriers and we start building better habits. And best of all, our courage starts to grow. It's a total game changer. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a direct challenge. This isn't just about understanding an idea, it's about putting it to work. So here it is. What is one small, low-stakes thing you will dare to negotiate this week? Because that whole journey from difficult to possible, it all starts with that one simple act of courage. Thanks for digging into this with me.